Hey guys, Foxy here. Before I start the video, right now I'm sick, so everything might sound a little weird. Try to bear with me, okay? I'm gonna start a new series called What If Deku Was a Panther. I really hope you guys like this new series, and if you have anything you want me to do, just type it down below. But yeah, with that, let's get started. Our POV. In a darkly lit room sat a green-haired boy. His hair looked fluffy and soft, with many curls, and his hair was green like a forest. Skin pale and beautiful, but it would have been more beautiful if the delicate skin was not covered in cuts and bruises, scars long forgotten. The boy looked around 4 years old, maybe 6, who knows? The boy was currently curled up against a corner, shivering and shaking like a leaf in the wind. No one could hear his cries, but if you were there, you could see the tears flowing like rivers, how he softly sniffed, but didn't sob, didn't let out a sound. All of a sudden, thunder boomed and crackled throughout the skies. The boy let out a yip as he curled deeper into himself and went deeper into the wall, trying so desperately to not to be seen, not to be heard. Once the thunder rolled away, the room was silent, other than the sounds of the rain pounding on the roof. The boy kept crying and crying and thinking as well. He thought back a few hours ago when everything went so wrong with him. Deku's POV. I remember just sitting at the table while looking at it. The wood looked splintered and rotted, and the table was uneven, and the house smelt like decay and blood, mostly my blood, that stained the wooden floors and ceilings. Oh, and also the walls. My blood stained this house. I, I, I then heard 2 sets of footsteps walking into the kitchen. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up on end as my mind went blank with fear and my spine went stiff like a board. I shivered and I wanted to cry, I wanted to sob, I wanted someone to save me. The smell of alcohol and cigarettes filled my nostrils as my parents came into the kitchen. The first one was a woman, lovely, well, no longer lovely, but still, green hair similar to mine, but just a shade or two lighter. Her skin used to be pale like mine, but now it looked ashy and gray. Her lips that once were full were now small and cracked. Yeah, cracked. The eyes that were filled with so much light a few months ago were now devoid of it. Her eyes were similar to mine, but without the sheen or shine like mine. She walked into the kitchen wobbly and uneven on her feet. She glared at me with such a hatred that made my heart hurt and my soul crack. I loved my mother. She used to be so kind and delicate with me. It was almost like she was trying to handle a, well, a delicate flower that that could my heart stopped and my mind went blank. The memories of how she used to hold me and how she would talk. I was a delicate flower to her. It that was what I was to her. What right? Right? Was I a delicate flower to her? But why did she change? Why must she hate me now? The second pair of footsteps came into the kitchen. These footsteps were heavy and hard, kind of like a soldier going into battle. Once he stepped into the kitchen, my heart froze and my blood ran cold. My father had black hair similar to the night sky, just without the stars and the moon. His skin was tanned, kind of. His skin used to be darker before the change happened. He looked so unhealthy, both of them. They looked so different but the same at the same time. They used to be healthy, used to be strong, used to love me. But after the change that happened with me, they hate me. They loathe me. They want to skin me and throw me to the wolves. They used to set the food on the table and waited for me to eat. Now they just made whatever they wanted and ate it themselves, while they let me starve with hunger. 2 years ago, when I was 4, I remember waking up in the middle of the night, screaming and howling as I clawed at myself. My ears, my back, my fingertips and feet burned and hurt so very much. My parents pulled me out of bed and ran me to the hospital. There, they found out that I gained my quirk. My quirk was called Panther. I was able to shift into a panther 2 times the size of a regular one, but still a panther. And I had the appearance of one now, with the ears, the tail, the claws. Everything was fine. My parents looked happy that I gained a quirk. I felt happy as well. But when we got into the car, the once joyful atmosphere gone like the wind. Instead now, it was tense, so tense that you could cut it with a butter knife easily. The car ride home was quiet. Too quiet. Once we entered our house, or, well, apartment, really, I was sent to my room. My parents forgot that the walls were hollow and easy to hear through. Once I shut my bedroom door, everything went into chaos. My mother and father screamed at each other like banshees. Nothing was thrown, nor did they hit each other. They just screamed and yelled at each other with such hatred. I was scared, but I felt heartbroken when my father accused my mother of her cheating on him. I understand why he thought that. At the time, no, I didn't, but now I do. My father nor my mother has anything to deal with cats. My mother has a weak telekinesis quirk. Well, my father has a fire-breathing quirk. Then my mother and father started to drink, started to smoke. The house that once was clean was now filthy and smelt awful. Everything that used to be in my room was taken out to be sold, to get money to buy another bottle of liquor or another pack of cigarettes. And that happened again and again and again. I covered up my ears and tail, not wanting no one to see this, no one seeing my features, because if my parents could act like this, wouldn't the world act like this too? That was a mistake, a humongous mistake on my part. Everyone thought I was quirkless when I got to school. They picked and bullied me, pushing me to the ground. It was just awful. At those times, I was happy that I had such crazy hair. My poofy, curly hair covered up my ears, so I wouldn't have to wear a hat. And for my hands, I realized that I could just turn them back into regular fingertips. No more claws. But for my tail, well, that was a difficult part. After a few days of experimentation, I found the best thing that worked out for me was curling my tail around myself. And no one would notice. No one ever noticed. That was good for me. Now I'm 6 years old, and my body is littered with shards of glass and scars. My mother and father throw liquor bottles at me, sometimes push me down the stairs, sometimes whack me over the head or in the gut. I've been tossed around like a basketball throughout the house. The walls that used to be so clean were now stained with my blood. I stayed with my parents for one reason. I love them. But my love for them is declining 2 times the amount than yesterday. Until today, my heart for them no longer is there. I no longer love my parents. It's just that. I can't love them. It hurts too much to love them. To be their son. The thing that used to shine in the night. I was their everything. But now I'm nothing to them. And my best friend, Kachan, hates me. He hates me. I can't tell no one the truth. I can't say anything nor do anything. I am mute, and everyone is deaf around me. And blind. Oh, they're so very blind. How can they be blind? Can't they tell scars litter my body like paint on a canvas? Can't they see my reflection? Can't they see me? Me! I'm hurt, I'm broken on this floor. But yet no one sees me. No one knows of my pain. I try not to think of the pain that litters my body. I try to go throughout the day with a smile on my face. Can't they tell it's so fake? Can't they tell it's so forced? Can't they tell the smile doesn't go to my eyes? Can't they tell anything? Can't they see anything? No one sees anything. No one hears anything. They don't see the scars, nor do they hear my cries. The teachers at school ignore the other kids that bully me. Nor do they see that they are letting them hurt a child. A child that just wants love, just wants someone by their side. They don't see that either. No one sees anything. Outside, they see a quirkless nobody. But in the house, they see a child. No, not a child. What is the word? Something that came from cheating? Yeah. My father still thinks my mother cheated on me, which I don't understand. Why does he stay with her if he thinks she cheated on him? I have no clue. Now, I'm in my room, and it's as dark as our hearts. It's so dark in here, so cold. Outside, it thundered and boomed. I wanted to cry like that. I wanted to cry a hurricane. I wanted everyone to hear my woes, hear the sobs, hear what they have done to me. I want everyone to feel bad what they have caused me to do, cause this. I'm 6. I was 4. Why? This makes no sense. A 6-year-old shouldn't have scars that litter their back, their body. They shouldn't have to deal with the outside world thinking that I'm useless. Nobody should go through what I've gone through. That's why today I'm leaving. I'm leaving and I'm going to start a new life. I'm going to be different. I had nothing that belongs to me. I have no soap, no clothes, no toys, nothing. So I walked out with the clothes on my back and a knife held in my right hand, ready to cut, ready to take anything that belongs to me. As I left the house and walked down the stairs, once I walked into the alleyways, I just kept walking and walking. I could not feel the cold. I could not feel my back. I couldn't feel nothing. I only can walk and walk, while reflecting on everything that happened in the past, on the pain and betrayal of my parents and Kachan. Kachan betrayed me like my parents. He left me just because I was quirkless. Instead of defending me, instead of anything, he pushed me to the ground and blew my face apart. He also was to blame with the scars that litter my body, the burn marks, everything. Everything. I want to hate them. I want to see them dead, but at the same time, I want to ask them why. Why must they reflect the pain on me? But I could ask them this now. I already took my first step into my new life. Then I remembered what I wanted to be long ago. I wanted to be a hero. A hero that makes everyone smile. But the heroes didn't do that for me. The heroes, instead of hearing the cries of a child, walk away. I saw that too many times. Once, no, multiple times, a low-ranked hero will walk past my house as my parents abused me. Each time I cried louder than I did before, just to get their attention. They did turn their heads. They did see the blood on my hands, my face. They could see the bruises. But instead of doing anything, they turned their heads and walked away, laughing to themselves, while ignoring a child who was clearly in pain, clearly being abused. They left that child, left me there, just for another day, for another year, for another month. Just there. They left me there to feel the pain. I felt the heat of anger wash through my veins. My head ducked down as I walked faster, anger fueling my veins, pushing me faster and harder. I was angry at this world. I was angry at everyone. I wanted to know why. Why? Why? Why couldn't the heroes save me? Why didn't they? Why did my parents abuse me? Why did Kachan abandon me? Just because I was quirkless? Quirkless for that? You abandoned me for being quirkless. That's so stupid. I felt the claws on my hands come out. My once human-like fingertips were now black and sharp. I scratched my cheek with my cat-like nails. Then I finally thought to myself, I won't be a hero. I'll be a vigilante. I'll prove to everyone that you don't need to be in the limelight to be a hero. With that, I was set on my path to be a hero for everyone, even the villains. Because dang it, the villains have a right to become villains at this world. I have a right to become a villain. But I will be a hero in the dark. Hey guys, this will be the ending of part 1. I really hope you guys like this. I have stopped multiple times because of, well, my nose being a problem. So I really hope you like this, and I hope I did not mess up on any names. So, well, yeah. Have a good day or night, guys. And remember to comment and give suggestions for what if Naruto was the last man on Earth. I still need more of them. I'm still having a roadblock. So, yeah. Adios.